Akitas are not a very common dog breed. According to the American Kennel Club, the Akita is about the 50th most popular breed in the US, which is to say not very popular at all. I mean, can you even name 50 dog breeds off the top of your head? American Akita, Japanese Akita, German Shepherd. I know I can't. Due to their lack of popularity, there's a lot of misinformation about the Akita simply because many people do not have hands-on experience with these amazing dogs. So today, we're going to debunk the 5 most common myths about Akitas. Myth number 1. The Japanese Akita is the original Akita. Most people know that Akitas come from Japan. In fact, they're named after the Akita prefecture region of Japan specifically. So it's understandable that people would think that the dogs we now refer to as Japanese Akitas are the real Akita. But that's not exactly true. After World War II, there were less than 20 Akitas left in the world, and a handful of breeders worked hard to bring them back from the edge of extinction. At that time, there were primarily 2 bloodlines that were being bred, the Dua line of Akitas and the Ichinoseki line. While the Dua line gained popularity initially in Japan, this was the Akita that eventually made its way to the US, with the Ichinoseki line becoming the preferred look in the Japanese dog showing world. There are actually quite a few dog breeds from the northern Japanese region that bear resemblance to the Akita, like the Shiba Inu, the Shikoku, and the Kai Ken. Even long-coat Akitas are thought to get their long fur genetics from a completely different breed called the Sakhalin Husky. Prior to the 20th century, dogs were bred based on working qualities more than anything else, so the real Akita was probably an amalgamation of many dogs, and truthfully, neither modern-day American Akitas or the Japanese Akita Inu represent the original Akita in full. And if you ever compare an all-white American Akita to an all-white Japanese Akita Inu, you'll realize these 2 breeds are a lot more similar than they are different. Myth number 2. It's all in how you raise your Akita. There is a constant battle in the Akita world about whether or not Akitas are dangerous and if their behavior is a result of their genetics or how they are raised and trained. The truth is, people who pick one or the other are both wrong. Life is not black and white, and Akita behavior is no different. While socialization and training from an early age are important, they will not be able to totally overcome an Akita's natural temperament, and with that said, even a very mild-mannered Akita will be a danger to those around it if it is untrained and unsocialized. Akitas, like people, are all individuals with their own thoughts and emotions. Each particular Akita you encounter will be the sum of many factors, including both genetics and training. This is why it's so important to get your Akita from a reputable breeder who can help match you up with an Akita puppy that will best fit your lifestyle and dog ownership experience. Myth number 3. Akitas shed a lot. While you might think a double-coated dog like an Akita would have a constant trail of fur in its wake, in reality Akitas don't really shed in the traditional sense. Instead, Akitas do what is known as blowing coat. This means Akitas go through periods of large sheds where all of the excess fur comes out at once. During this time, it's important to get the fur removed quickly and efficiently to help reduce the risk of your Akita developing hot spots. You can bring your Akita to a groomer, or you can purchase a special blower that helps get the loose fur out of your Akita's coat. Some Akitas will certainly shed more than others as well, depending on factors like the region you live in, the age of your Akita, and whether or not they're a short coat or a long coat Akita. Akitas living in colder, more northern climates are likely to shed less, and older Akitas will shed more as they age and their fur matures. Myth number 4. Akitas are killer dogs. The only thing bigger than an Akita's big goofy head is the legends and stories surrounding Akitas. While it's likely true that Akitas were used to hunt bear, this doesn't mean a single Akita was taking down one of the world's most dangerous land animals. When dogs are used for big game hunting, they are usually used in packs and are trained strategically to corner and wear down bigger animals until the hunter can wound or kill the game. But when most people hear that Akitas would hunt bears, they quickly assume that an Akita would easily and gladly take down a person. While Akitas can be wary of strangers and they do possess a powerful bite, you are statistically more likely to be bitten by a golden retriever than an Akita. Akitas are naturally protective of their domains and their pack. They can be intolerant of other dogs and have a strong prey drive, especially for game animals. But many people act like owning an Akita is like walking around with a loaded weapon, which is simply not the case. The key to successful dog ownership is knowing your dog well and making sure to put them in situations where they can succeed and be safe. In this way, I like to think of Akitas kind of like sharks. While sharks can be dangerous, we also know that unprovoked, humans and sharks can occupy the same space with little risk. But throw a little chum in the water and things are going to change quite quickly. Myth number 5. Your experience with 1 or 2 Akitas speaks for the entire breed. In the age of the internet, it's never been easier to hop online and ask questions about Akitas to crowdsource information about the breed. The only problem with this is you never really know who you're getting your information from. While most people do have the best intentions, we constantly see comments giving extremely bad advice regarding Akitas. There are certain things about this breed that are considered standard, such as Akitas being same-sex aggressive, suffering from littermate syndrome, being prone to fatal conditions like bloat, and potentially being unsafe around small children and small animals like cats or rabbits. Yet there's always someone quick to say, well, my Akita was fine in those situations. And that's great, but it's important to know that you don't speak for the whole breed, and your situation is probably just the exception to the rule. My American Akita absolutely loves meeting new people, but I would never tell anyone that's typical Akita behavior because it's not. In the end, the best place to get your Akita information is from trusted sources like reputable breeders and veterinarians and dog trainers with hands-on Akita experience. If you want to hear from a trainer with Akita experience, click on the top right to hear the interview we did with the trainer that worked with our Akita, Haga. So what do you think? Are there any myths that we missed? Let us know in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe if you have an Akita, want an Akita, or are just plain crazy about Akitas like us.